Today, I would like to take you on a journey, and it starts in a very unexpected place, in Las Vegas. Yeah, in Sin City. But the Vegas that you and I know, the one of the Strip, of the casinos, the lights, indulgence, there's a different side of Vegas that you probably have never seen. You see, underneath the Las Vegas Strip, there are 300 miles of flood channels, and the homeless live in them. If you look at the local newspapers in Vegas, you'll find that occasionally someone drowns in the flood channels. I first heard about these channels from a local news story written by a man named Matt O'Brien, a local journalist who went into the channels and befriended some of the homeless people. I couldn't understand why someone would choose to live underground. So I went to Vegas to see if Matt would take me into the tunnels. And he did. And I met a homeless man named Billy. Billy was a veteran. He served in the U.S. Army. He was homeless upon his return to the U.S., and he had been homeless for 20 years. Billy was sober. He didn't drink. He didn't do any drugs. Now, if you have ever had the desire to sit down with a homeless person and ask them honest, unfiltered questions, like, how much money do you really make holding that sign? And why have you never found a job? And how do people treat you? When's the last time you showered? If there was ever an opportunity to get those real answers, it was now. Billy allowed me to interview him. And at the end of his interview, I asked him a question. I said, if you could have anything in the world, what would you want? And his answer would probably surprise you. I'd like to play you a quick video of my time in Vegas, and at the end, you'll hear Billy's answer to my question.
There are 300 miles of underground flood channels in Las Vegas, and hundreds of people live in these tunnels.
I think it's the contrast, the gambling cathedrals of the Strip, and then right down here you have people living on a cardboard mat in this black and gray underworld.
I've become good friends with a lot of the people down there.
And Billy is among those.
How you doing this morning?
Good. How are you?
I'm breathing.
That's good. Breathing.
I'm standing.
He's just a funny guy. He's caring. He's honest.
This is where I sleep. This is a cot. It ain't much, but it sure as does beat sleeping on the rocks. First night I was homeless, I wrapped up in bubble paper. I was freezing my ass off. At one time, the most I've ever went is 7 days with nothing to eat. I fought for you, and I got to stand here with a sign that says, so you'll give me something so I don't have to starve tonight or go dig in a damn dumpster. I'd love to hold my kids before I die. I'd love to be able to hold my grandkids before I die. That's what I want.
I would love to hold my kids before I die. I would love to hold my grandkids before I die. That's what I want. It gave me goosebumps. It still does today. And I realized that beneath the labels everyone puts on Billy, he's a man. He's a father. He's a human. Now today, each of you came into this room playing a specific role. Maybe you're a healthcare provider. Maybe you're a brain injury survivor. Maybe a caretaker, a therapist. But beneath that role, you are a human. And I'm here to talk to that human within you, same as the one within me and the one within Billy. My job is to travel the world and tell stories of the humanity within us. I'm a humanitarian filmmaker and an activist. I travel to remote places around the world and document my personal experience with people living in poverty. I use my films to help raise awareness for humanitarian issues and to bring real help to people who need it. My work has provided me the opportunity to stand face to face with people that are facing extreme adversity, extreme difficulties, and show compassion toward them. I'm sure you guys know a thing or two about that, about going to work in the morning and seeing people that are facing such challenges and having the ability to show compassion to them. My work has taken me to 50 countries around the world. I have seen people living in conditions that you could never imagine living. And I understand it's not easy to always show them empathy and compassion. It's challenging. For a multitude of reasons, it's hard. First, when you see trauma every day, you oddly start to become used to it. Like, I remember the first time I saw a woman carrying water on her head. I wanted to run over there and help her out. That thing is heavy, and she's carrying it miles back to her hut. But now I've done this for so many years, I've seen thousands of women carrying water on their head, and I sort of get used to it. I'm sure it's the same for you. You see person after person, after patient after patient, after injury, and you just start to become used to it. And then on top of that, you say, well, Mallory, yes, of course I should show compassion for someone, of course. But compassion isn't going to cure them. Compassion isn't going to solve the problem. I actually have a job to do. I'm paid to do a job. I've got a to-do list 1,000 things long, and compassion isn't the top of the list. And furthermore, when you start to realize how widespread the need is, it's overwhelming. When I realized that there are 1 billion people on our planet that live on less than $1 a day, 1 billion people, and I am just one person, and what difference am I really going to make? And when you see that every year there are new brain injuries and they need a lifetime of treatment, a lifetime of support, and then on top of that you start to realize that it's really a battle against an entire healthcare industry, all of the insurance companies, and you're just one person, and what's the difference that you are really going to make? Well, I'm here to tell you it's more than you think. You can make a bigger impact than you think you can. Compassion will take you further than you could ever imagine. And the impact you can create on the people around you is beyond what you could have dreamed. I have seen miracles happen in my work from showing someone a little compassion.